Greetings, everyone. Good day. This is Russell Rucker. I'm here for another constitutional talk. Last week we were talking about the Articles of Confederation, and we went through the articles so that you'd better understand the New Jersey plan. Now, some months ago we talked about the Pinckney plan. Now, the Virginia plan was written by James Madison, who's right here. The New Jersey plan is written by Mr. Patterson, who's right there, kind of in between the arm out stretch. And Pinckney, who we talked about earlier, is in the tan coat out there with his arm outstretched. So that's what we got with the different plans. Now, each one of these plans was proposed in the Constitutional Convention. But we'll start, and we'll start with a reading of the New Jersey plan. This is from my book, Our Founders and the Words and Why They Matter. All the plans are in a chapter in this book, and so that's what I'm going to be reading from today. We have to understand all these plans a little bit to understand the philosophy of these different individuals. Now, first, number one, the Articles of Confederation had to be enlarged to render the federal Constitution adequate to the exigencies of government, to preserve the Union. Now, it's being enlarged because the plan submitted as the New Jersey plan by Mr. Patterson and the plan by Mr. Pinckney both kept the Articles of Confederation intact. The original purpose and the directive from Congress was to write up resolutions, to propose amendments to the Articles of Confederation. The whole idea was to make the Articles of Confederation better. It wasn't to replace it. Mr. Madison came in with a whole new plan. And that's kind of the point here. And at the end they were asking, and the question they said was this: do we want to continue a federal plan, or do we want a national plan? And that was really the ultimate decision. So, second, in addition to congressional powers, they be authorized to pass acts for raising revenue, to regulate federal and domestic commerce, provide for the recovery of fines, to be in the common law jurisdictions of the several states with an appeal. So they could appeal to a higher court, but generally all cases would be settled locally in the states. Third, rules of apportioning taxes on the state shall be whites and 3/5 of all others. If states are in arrears, Congress can pass laws to remedy the situation. So the 3/5 clause is here as well as was in Pinckney's plan. The whole idea there with the 3/5 was basically for taxation of the states. It was for no other reason than that to have enough money to pay the duty of the cost of government. And here they're allowing Congress can pass laws to remedy the situation. Now, why would they need to remedy the situation? Because we couldn't even get the states to pay for the Revolutionary War. That's why. Anytime we asked for funds and you go to the states, they vote for it in Congress, but then no money would come forward. And this was a big problem. They would have to beg the states to comply. And this was one of the biggest problems with the weakness of the Confederation. Fourth, Congress to appoint persons to be executive in office with a fixed salary and eligible and ineligible a second time. So your presidents, plural, could not be eligible to run a second time. Now, this is a great difference between the three plans. See, the New Jersey plan had a dual presidency. So you had two people that would have to agree on everything. And that in itself would make the presidency a weak office. It's hard to get anybody to agree to anything, let alone two people that may not agree on a lot of things. And personality conflicts would arise. So this was a big difference, and it's difference from Pinckney's plan as well as the Virginia plan. Fifth, executive to make judicial appointments during good behavior to try impeachments of federal officers and appeals from the state judiciary in all cases. So we talked earlier about the judicial branch and that they could appeal it. So who they're appealing to is the executive. Okay, and he would make judicial appointments, and it would go to the federal offices and appeals from the state judiciary in all cases. So they could go to state court, and then they would appeal it, and it would basically go up to the executive branch who had appointed judicial officers. Sixth, the active treaties of federal law can be enforced by the executive. And if you, in today's world, in our current document, judicial appointments, treaties, all these things go to a Senate. But in this document, there is no Senate. And it doesn't tell you there's no Senate, but it goes by enlarging the Articles of Confederation and following the Articles of Confederation as well as this, because these are amendments to it. You wind up with a single branch of Congress. And that single branch is elected by popular vote from the states. Okay, so the states would elect, would appoint, or otherwise send these people to Congress. And you'd only have the one branch, and you would have between 2 and 7 members of Congress from your state, and you would have one single vote, so you would have to conference among your group in the state and cast your one ballot for whatever bill is being discussed. 7, the provision be made for addition of new states. So the whole idea of settling the frontier and bringing in, say, Kentucky or Indiana or even Alabama or Florida. So we need some way of bringing in new states. So they want a provision in to bring in new states. 8, naturalization be the same in all states. So if you have somebody that wants to become an American citizen and wants to be naturalized, the rules in Georgia have to apply to Delaware, Virginia, or anywhere else. So everything would be equal as far as naturalization would go. 9, a citizen found guilty in one state is guilty in another. And this is important because if you were found guilty in Georgia, you couldn't escape to Virginia without having to deal with the fact that you were guilty of a crime in Georgia. So that's in essence the entire plan that Patterson of New Jersey submitted, and the plan was discussed, and it was torn apart. And in the end, we went with the Virginia plan. They did get a hearing for his plan and discussion. And Mr. Patterson eventually worked along with everyone else off of the Virginia plan. But these were the 3 plans in the convention. So they're important for that reason. And the discussions and debates that continued on for nearly 4 months is important to the kind of government we have today. I hope you have a better understanding of the New Jersey plan, and I hope that you'll that you've gotten something from my video. And please subscribe to our videos and ring the bell. Show everybody that you like us here. Okay? You have a good day now. We'll see you next time on the next Constitutional Talk. Thank you.